Hello, everyone, and welcome to this short hip opening series in a supine or lying on your back position. My name is Allison, and I'm just going to show you a few things that you can do if you have tighter hips or just to use as a wake up or a wind down for each day. I'm going to go through it, fairly quickly. And so you are welcome to do this on your own and hit pause and stay in any of these poses as long as you like. And as always, nothing that you ever do following these videos should cause you pain. So if something isn't working for you, feel free to modify, or if it just isn't right for your body that day, just go ahead and skip it. So this is your time, your practice, and I highly encourage you to just listen to your body. So today all I have is a mat. If you'd like to double up a mat, and because we're just going to be lying on our backs, if you'd like any sort of cushioning, a blanket, whatnot, to make it comfy for you, go ahead and do so. If you've got some lower back issues and lying completely flat isn't comfortable, you can always put a pillow or a bolster under your knees as well. For today's practice, I have a strap. You can use an exercise strap. This is a bathrobe tie, just to show you that you can use whatever you've got laying around. I have a yoga block as well. You do not have to have any of these things. You could do without, but they might be helpful if you do have them wherever you're practicing. And so the other cool thing about this is, you could do this traveling, you could do this laying down in a hotel room, just about wherever you like. You can always lay a towel down or whatnot. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with lying on our backs. And just take a moment to feel where your body's at. You can start with the knees bent. And just take a few deep breaths right into the belly. Feel where your body connects to the mat. Just like I say when we're in a seated or standing position, to visualize that string going up through your spine and the top of the head. Visualize where that your body connects all the way from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone. And you might notice as you take a few deep breaths, maybe you start to kind of sink into the mat. The body starts to relax and you let go of any holding. It feels good to straighten your legs, maybe give a little shimmy to kind of arrive and relax. And just take a few moments to settle. You might notice that you have a small, a large, or no arch here in the lumbar area. And if you can, relax the glutes, relax the buttocks, let go of the quads, any place you might be holding, even somewhere like the eyes squinting or the jaw holding. You might want to rearrange, open up those shoulders so that they're making contact with the mat. And again, you could stay here as long as you want to warm up, but for today, we're going to start with the right leg. I'm just simply going to bring the right knee into the chest. If you want to bring your nose to your knee briefly, kind of hug it in for a moment, and then clasp the hands around the shin and roll slowly back down. And so take a moment. If you need the strap for this part too, you just simply loop it around the shin. And you could play with bringing it in, letting it go. And again, if it's this opposite leg, the left leg, doesn't feel good straight, you can keep it bent with your feet, the palm of your foot, sole of your foot planted firmly on the mat. But if it feels good, go ahead and stretch that out. You want to flex the toes of the opposite leg back towards the face. You can start to do some nice hip circles and hold on to the shin or just kind of give a little bit of support. The circles can be little, they can be wide. We're just opening up this joint, getting that synovial fluid that's in the hip a little bit warmer. Reverse the direction. And if you want to let go and just make a wider circle, whatever feels good. You can play with just going open cross body, open. You can envision yourself scraping the outside edges of a mixing bowl. And then if you're ready, go ahead and bring that leg straight, or it's okay to have a bend, any kind of bend in the knee. If you have a strap, you can also put it around the ball of your foot. That helps pressing that sole of the foot towards the sky. Motion of flexing the toes back at the face. And shoulders are connected with the mat, so nice and broad across the mat. You notice they're starting to come up. You can let the leg down a little bit. You want this same maintained contact of the tip of the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. And you can start to bring some movement here as well. You can bend and straighten. You can do a little bit of circles and bring those circles wider. Once again, opening up that hip. And it doesn't matter how big or how far, it's just wherever you're at. And again, you want it to feel good. And give yourself the time to open up that joint. There's no need to rush. You can take a lot longer than I do. And then we're back up here. And let's go ahead and let this right leg fall open any amount. And we want to keep this left hip anchored to the mat. Nice and solid. If it starts to come up a little bit, you can go ahead and bring the leg back a little bit. You can plant the left palm a little bit out to give you a little bit of a counterweight. And any amount. And if you don't have a strap, you can just open this way. If it feels unsupported, you can use your hands. If you're open and you want to support with a block underneath the thigh, you can do that. And again, rest here as long as you like. But when that feels complete, we'll bring it back to center. And this time we'll reach up for the sole of the foot. And maybe you have to come up first and roll back down. Maybe you have to use the strap, whatever works for you. And again, feeling that connection to the mat. And so if my shoulder's coming way up, I'm going to go ahead and use the strap. And the action is bringing this knee towards the armpit. So it's a little bit out, like a half happy baby. And again, this left leg is connected strong to the mat. Really feeling that anchor. You could grab the outside edge of the foot, and maybe after a little bit, you can bring the knee a little bit closer to the body, just wherever you're at. Breathe into any place where you can create a little more space. Bringing the foot back up and slowly releasing it down to the mat. Now notice for a minute, maybe this leg feels a little longer, maybe it's visibly past the opposite foot. So of course we're going to do this on the other side. I'll go ahead and turn around this way so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let me find my settling in, really feeling my tailbone against the mat, stretching those legs out long, feeling the shoulders, the flats of my scapula, my shoulder blades into the mat, feeling that long line of energy connected. Maybe taking a few deep breaths to center again. And then when I'm ready, go ahead and bringing the left leg, the left knee in towards the body, grasping around the shins. Again, if you want to bring the head up at first, meet maybe forehead to knee, and slowly roll back down. Again, if you'd like to use the strap for this, you can do that. And come here. And then if it feels good, bring a little movement out, a little bit across the midline of the body. Maybe making some nice circles. And again, let it feel good. We're warming up. We're not in a hurry. Like I said, you can always pause the video, stay here for as long as you like, making big circles, small circles, changing the direction, really feeling into wherever you'd like to create a little more space, connecting with that breath and using it as a tool, inhaling into wherever you might feel a little restricted and exhaling, letting that all go. So when we're ready, you can go ahead and straighten that knee, straighten the leg. Again, it's okay if it doesn't straighten all the way. If you'd like to leave the strap around the ball of the foot. And of course, you know, we're not all symmetrical. So one side might feel a lot more restricted than the other. Maybe one has a lot more movement. Totally does not matter. Just meet yourself where you're at. And you can bend and straighten, bring a little movement. Cross the midline, open to the side. Maybe taking some nice circles, either small or wide. Opening up that joint. Thinking of that synovial fluid, that fluid in the hip joint as a cold stick of butter that's slowly starting to get soft and melt under the movement in the hip. Again, if you'd like to outstretch the right palm to the earth to kind of keep contact with this right hip and shoulder, whatever feels good. And we'll bring it across the midline and then slowly open out to the side. Whatever you strap is really helpful here. Also flexing the toes back towards the face. And again, if you feel this opposite hip start to come up, come back a little. Again, if you don't have the strap, you can strap your toes or the outside of your feet, or just if this doesn't feel too out in space and unsupported, you can use your hand on the outside of the thigh. And being careful not to stretch it too far and cause discomfort. Then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and bend this knee, bring this left knee towards the left armpit. Again, feeling that back, feeling the body flush with the mat, using the strap if you like, grabbing the outer edge of the foot if you like. Just playing with where you're at, what feels good. Half happy baby. Again, feeling that anchor on the right side, feeling everywhere the back of that right leg connects to the mat, all the way to the heel. Staying here as long or as little as you like. And then straightening the leg and bringing it back down to meet the right. All right, very good. So for this next part, you might want to block. So have one nearby if you have it. And we're going to simply bend the two knees, plant the soles of the feet about hip distance apart. Hands, arms can be a little bit away from the body, palms down, really opening those shoulder blades wide on the mat. Very nice. Feeling, again, that connection all the way from the back of the head to the tip of the tail. And then on an inhale, we're going to slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra. Lifting the hips towards the sky, opening those hip flexors, pressing the palms into the mat. If you can, just listen to my voice and don't turn your head in bridge pose. Or if you want to watch it first and then rewind or pause it and try it for yourself. Anchoring into the balls of both feet. So really pressing that. Your knees might want to splay out. You want to try and use the action or the visualization in your mind of the knees reaching out as you lift the hips up. So out and up, and pressing into the ball mount of those toes can really help. And this is where if you like to put a block on any setting, but right position in your tailbone, if it feels good. If this feels awful, obviously don't do it. And you can stay here as long as you like, breathing into this front hip flexors, breathing into wherever feels good. Trying to let go a bit, so you're not like clenching in the hips, especially if you're using the block. You can kind of let everything go and just see where that takes you and see what it feels like. If it becomes uncomfortable anytime, of course, take the block out. You can put it on a smaller setting. You'll stay here for another moment and then slowly roll down from the thoracic spine, vertebra by vertebra, until you're once again on the mat. You can widen the feet for a moment. Windshield wiper the hips side to side. And back. We'll do it a second time. You can do it as many times as you like. So again, positioning the feet about hip width apart. Planting the four corners of the soles of the feet. Hands can be done like this. You can also do these robot arms if it helps you use the backs of the arms. As you lift, you can bring the hands down. And again, use that action of rolling up vertebra by vertebra all the way up. Pausing here. Hello, Blackbird. Again, pressing down into the four corners of the feet, especially those ball mounts of the big toes. You can even put a block between the thighs if that helps that action of not swaying apart, either on the skinny side, depending on your body, or the wide side. Whatever feels good. Ooh, it doesn't want to stay there in that position for me. But yeah, that helps with that action. Just like so. You can bring the heels in a little bit closer. Some people like to actually grab the outside of the ankles. Whatever works for you. So they will come down as you're ready, vertebra by vertebra. Taking the block out of the equation. You want to widen your stance, windshield wiper. And you could stay like this for a moment, breathing into this each hip flexor. I really like this. I could probably stay there for 10 minutes, but moving on. So the next we're going to do is a figure 4. Strap can be very helpful for that. And so we'll start with the left leg. So once again, planting the feet about hip width apart, hip width apart. We're going to take this, bring it towards the body, placing the left ankle on top of the right thigh. And the action is pushing this knee away any amount. And maybe this feels like an intense stretch right here. Everybody's different and everybody's different day to day. I personally have a fair amount of restriction in my hips, and so this is a wonderful spot right here. You can sway back and forth and kind of feel the action and deepen that hip joint. If you'd like to go further, you can reach around and grasp either the back of the thigh or in the outside of the shin. Just don't grab around the knee. And then you want to roll back down all the way to the mat. So you want the shoulders to be comfortably on the mat. And so if you want to use a strap here, that can be really helpful because then your body can be flush with the mat. And again, this action, moving out away from the body as you hug into the midline. Does that make sense? So we're pulling in on the right shin, pressing away with the left knee. Some people like to rock laterally, side to side. And then if you like, you can cross completely over. You can cross at the ankle or just simply cross. And we'll go twist all the way over to the right. Again, opposite shoulder stays planted on the mat. Palm of the left hand faces down. If you feel this start to come up, go ahead and bring it back a little. If you'd like to place a block underneath the opposite leg here, for support, roll up a blanket, pillow, what have you. And arms are out in a T like this, or you could use this right hand on the outer left leg for traction. So again, you can stay here as long or as little as you like. For these purposes of the video, I'm going to come back. Give it a little shape. Some windshield wipering. And then we'll come to the other side. So this time the right ankle crosses over the top of the left side here, flexing the feet, both feet actually, helps to protect the knee. So again, one side can be very different. I have a little bit more room to press away with my right. It might be the opposite for you. You might be extremely open. This is no problem. So meet yourself where you're at, as always. And then you can go ahead, if you'd like to come up to clasp, bring body towards the midline. And again, either clasping behind the back of the left side, behind the left shin, not on the knee. You won't put any pressure here. Or grab your strap and place it around. You can even double it if it makes you feel a little bit more secure, depending on the width of your strap. And we're going to roll back down. And we have a few actions here. So we're bringing this right leg towards the body. We're pressing, or the left leg towards the body, pressing the right knee away from the body. And also connecting with the mat with the torso, both shoulders down. Again, if you like to rock side to side, make it feel good. You can do some little circles. I definitely feel it in my outer glute and hips on the right side. And again, stay here as long as you like. And when it feels complete, we'll cross this right leg completely over. If you'd like to hook underneath the left calf around the ankle, bringing the arms out to a T and rolling over to the left side. Might get a little chiropractic adjustment. And again, you could use the left hand as traction on the outside of the thigh, or just have it flush with the mat. Again, keeping this right shoulder connected. Right palm faces down if you want to look over the right shoulder as well. Whatever works. Some people like to put the opposite arm up overhead and get that extra lengthening on the torso on this right side. Breathing into wherever you'd like to create a little more space. Taking the time. And when that feels complete, we come back to center, slowly unwind. Let's take a full body stretch, arms overhead, reaching long, heels reaching out long. And then for our last pose of the day, we're gonna plant both feet, open up the knees to both sides. The reclining downed angle pose. This is a great place to use props. You can roll up blankets, towels, put a block under each side, really pulling the flesh of the buttocks away from the mat. Again, staying here as long or as short as you like, connecting with the spine. You can even create what's called triple diamond, where you make a diamond with your forefinger and your thumb and place it over your head so that your elbows create a diamond, your legs create a diamond, hence the name triple diamond. And you might find after a while you can take away the support or maybe lessen it a little. And stay until that feels complete. You can use the help of your hands to bring the knees together. Bringing the legs long, maybe shake it out. And then bringing the knees up, rolling over to one side, using the hand to push yourself up back to sitting. So that's our short supine, aka lying down hip opening sequence. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, my name is Allison. If you want to leave any comments in the comment section, please like and subscribe. Feel free to do so. I'm happy to hear your feedback or anything else you'd like to see here. All right, have a great day, everyone.